The dream of driving off in an affordable used car is slipping away fast. And if you've been browsing used car lots and checking online listings, you've likely noticed prices are climbing rapidly. And according to Cox Automotive and their Manheim Used Vehicle Index, wholesale used car prices in April of 25 hit their highest level since October 2023. And that's when we had the chip shortage. Prices have surged about 4.9% year over year. That's a 2.7% jump over March alone, far exceeding the typical 0.2% monthly increase as we go into spring. Now, what's driving this price surge? A combination of new auto tariffs, shrinking supply, and changing consumer behavior is shaking up the used car market. Now, let's explore why this is happening, what you can do about it, and how the tariffs are contributing to this increase, and maybe some more reality. Before you get fired up, I want to remind you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and keep up with what's going on in the automotive world. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor. Maybe you've heard of collagen and its benefits, but you haven't tried it yet? Here's why you should. Collagen is a unique protein that naturally declines as we age, and you can improve your levels significantly by boosting your bone strength and soothing joint pain. And it minimizes wrinkles and cellulite, enhances hair follicle thickness, and even helps reverse nail damage. I started seeing changes in just a few weeks. For my viewers, there's an incredible deal available offering up to 45% off this bone, joint, and ligament restoring formula. Just head over to getnativepathcollagen.com/Lauren. That's getnativepathcollagen.com/Lauren for that special 45% off and free shipping. The main trigger is the 25% tariff on new imported vehicles and parts introduced in April 2025, which is impacting the entire auto industry. And while these tariffs don't directly affect used cars, they're pushing new car prices up, averaging $48,000, which is out of reach for most buyers. And as a result, more Americans are turning to used cars, where the prices on average are around $25,000. And this increase in demand has dealers competing fiercely at wholesale auctions to stock up their lots. Cox Automotive and their Senior Director of Economic Industry Insights explained that the spring bounce usually ends about mid-April, but this year prices kept rising all month long, much stronger than normal. The result is clear. Wholesale prices are soaring and retail prices are following, with used car listings up at least 2% in just 4 weeks. That's a lot. Let's look at what this means for your budget. Now, according to iSeeCars.com, the average used car now costs $31,400. That's a $317 increase over last month. That may not seem like a lot, but the analysts calculated the potential impact on further price hikes on popular models is about a 10% increase. That's about $1,700 to a Kia Forte or $5,000 on a Chevy Tahoe, which puts a lot of people out of the market. And that's a significant burden for families already dealing with inflation and high interest rates, which we're hoping will come down soon. But in the meantime, iSeeCars.com compares this to the pandemic, when used car prices rose almost 9% in 8 months due to supply chain issues. Now the tariffs are having an impact. March 2025 saw the first year-over-year price increase since October of 2022, starting with a 1% rise that's now accelerating. Notably, this surge began before the tariffs' full impact, suggesting that more increases may lie ahead. Now, supply shortages are worsening the situation. A key issue is the decline in off-lease vehicles returning to the market. In other words, you're done with your lease, people are buying them, they're not trading them in. And many lessees are just saying, you know what, buying it is a smarter move than returning this car, and I get to keep the vehicle I know, leaving dealers with fewer vehicles to sell. Cox reports that wholesale inventory in April was a 41-day supply, down from 46 days a year ago. To fill the gap, dealers are selling high-mileage vehicles, cars that have over 90,000 miles on them, which we have not seen since the chip shortage. And this is becoming more and more common as modern engineering allows vehicles to last at least 250,000 miles if they're maintained. And that means even older cars are commanding higher prices as buyers focus on value over low mileage, which may mean that if you've got an older vehicle with high mileage, this might be the time to sell it before things change. Now, tariffs are cutting into new car margins, so dealers are raising prices across the board. Some manufacturers are absorbing that price, but they're not going to do that forever. So that includes used cars, which means the prices are going up. The data confirms this, creating a tough environment for bargain hunters. One segment is avoiding this price surge, and that's electric vehicles, or EVs. While gas-powered used cars see steady price increases, used EVs have dropped $3,865 year over year. And iSeeCars.com notes that used car buyers prioritize cost efficiency over environmental goals, reducing demand for EVs despite their increased presence on dealer lots. And actually, there's a lot of deals on new EVs as well as used ones. Now, EVs made up about 3.4% of Manheim's auction sales in April. For EV enthusiasts, this could be an opportunity to find a deal. But for most buyers, the used car market is increasingly expensive as they look at hybrids and gasoline-powered vehicles. Now, how are the tariffs contributing to this? The 25% duties on new imported vehicles and parts are raising production costs, even for U.S.-built cars that use imported components. Cox Automotive's chief economist warns that these tariffs could increase new car prices by 10 to 15%. I honestly think it's between like $4,000 and $6,000. It depends on the vehicle and how it's loaded, with even American-made vehicles facing about a 5% hike. As new cars become less affordable, more buyers are entering the used car market, intensifying the price pressures. Cox projects retail used car sales will reach 20.1 million units in 2025, a 1.2% increase from 2024, partly due to consumers shifting to used vehicles. April retail sales were up 13% year over year, despite that 1.7% dip from March, showing strong demand for used cars. Looking ahead, the future is uncertain. Cox economists predict a volatile summer with high prices and interest rates possibly slowing sales. However, slower sales could lead to dealer incentives on new cars, which might boost demand again. iSeeCars.com analysts are cautious, noting that even auto industry leaders like Elon Musk are avoiding firm predictions in this unpredictable market. And honestly, it's hard to guess where things are going to go until we know where the tariffs are going to settle out. And there's going to be a reduction in tariffs. Don't get all upset about the news right now. It's going to change daily for just a short period of time. Now, one thing is certain. With limited supply and strong demand, used car prices are unlikely to drop soon, and Cox expects less depreciation than usual in the second quarter, so buyers should be prepared for higher costs. Or if you're selling a used car, this might be your second and final opportunity to get the most money for your vehicle. For those shopping for a used car, strategic planning is essential. Consider less popular models or maybe an EV if it works for you to avoid the steepest price increases. Timing can also help. Waiting for a potential dealer incentives later this year might save you a lot of money, and you could get a new car instead of a used one, depending upon what's going to happen. However, the low prices of a few years ago are unlikely to return, and consumer confidence index fell to 8.4% in April, reaching its lowest level since 2009. As concerns about inflation, rising costs grow, we have to see how things are going to unfold and what the government is doing. With gas prices down 13% year over year, but still fluctuating, and inflation has reduced itself over the last month, buyers are rushing to secure deals before prices climb. This urgency is driving the price surge. Things are going to change, and tariffs are adding pressure now. But it's going to change and reduce prices over time. So if you don't need a used car right now, I would wait. The used car market in 2025 is a challenging landscape. Patience will be the winner in this, and shaped by tariffs, supply shortages, and shifting consumer priorities. Whether you're looking for a reliable sedan or a rugged SUV, expect to pay more unless you're willing to be patient and plan carefully. By staying informed, choosing wisely, you can still find value in today's difficult market. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, and check out our car review channel, Car Smarts. You can support me by buying me a cup of coffee, and if you want even more content, check out the links in the description. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.